Hello, lovelies. Thank you for joining me. Today, this is the second episode of our build with Peach Meadow. If you watched the first episode, you'll see that we got a pretty decent sized grid going on. And a couple of other things going on. We got like a decent sized industry, a little bit of commercial, a little bit of residential. But today we're going to focus on hitting the milestone, or the first milestone, which I believe is called Little Hamlet. So we'll be getting into that, and then hopefully be able to build some schools, some police and fire, and just whatever else we need that's going to help the city grow and be as awesome as possible. So here we are in the Wolf Creek map. This is in the campus DLC. We're just doing a quick little tour here, just kind of like of the region in general. We got quite a bit done in the last episode. And again, I don't want this episode to be super long. We're mostly just going to be focusing on getting these milestones and trying to make sure our city is as strong and as happy and as healthy as possible. And here she is, Peach Meadow. Okay, so let's just kind of start where we left off at. Let's take a look and see what we got. We're running out of electricity, so I'm going to go ahead and bump my budget back up again. In between the two episodes, I've also downloaded the Snowfall DLC. I do not have that one, but this is like the one that I'm also missing the Natural Disasters DLC, but I'm not too super concerned about that one. So we're gonna have access to trams, but we're also gonna have to make road maintenance depots and the like and everything. And so let's just go ahead and, we don't have enough people. We're gonna need like 5,000 people before we can even do that. Since this is a temperate map, we're not gonna need any like snowplows or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and get started and kind of see where we left off. So we have a little bit of residential demand, a little bit of commercial demand, a little bit of demand for industry. Since we have quite a bit of money going on now, I think what I want to do is we're gonna need another windmill here, so I'm just going to try and find a spot where we get the maximum output of 8 megawatts. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this here. Now these are going to be temporary. I don't know how long I'm going to be keeping these windmills here. I do eventually want to create some other forms of electricity production, maybe like a geothermal plant. There's lots of options. I considered adding in a dam somewhere. I just wouldn't really know where to put it. I think like this would be I don't know. Honestly, I feel like there's not really a good spot to have one that's not just gonna like flood my entire region. Because you'll notice like this is all pretty flat, and if I create, and like over here too, is all pretty flat. And if I try to like create a reservoir out of this water, it's just going to overflow. So I don't think that's gonna be an option. There's just not really a good spot for a dam, so we're gonna have to possibly go with like solar power or geothermal or some other renewable resources. I really just don't want to pollute a whole lot. So it looks like we're about 40 people away from our milestone. I did zone over here, and it looks like I'm gonna check out electricity. Yeah, I can delete these power lines now if it'll let me. There we go. Let's see. It looks like I can, so the power bridged over here. This blue area is, this is where the power like reaches to. So I'm just gonna delete those so I can save on the minuscule maintenance cost of each one, which is only like 48 cents a cell, or 48 cents for each one, but it adds up over time, and we're trying to make as much money as we possibly can in this episode. And it looks like we're only about 6 people away from our milestone, so I'm just gonna speed it up until we hit our milestone. All right, and there we are. We've reached Little Hamlet. Okay, so the way this game works is you unlock buildings for every like milestone that you reach, and they're all population milestones. The realistic population mod does change these, and so you actually, for some of these you need more, and for some of them I think you need less. Yeah, it looks like you need more for all of these, because I think in the base game you need 400 some odd population to reach the first milestone. But let's see what we have unlocked. We've unlocked the features to tax our citizens. I think I will just kind of leave that alone for now and try to attract as many people as possible to the city. We can also unlock a loan, which I might end up doing that. It does take a bite out of your budget though, over time, because it accrues interest if you don't pay it back fast enough. We're also gonna have to get garbage facilities, healthcare. We can add in some schools. You'll see the buildings that we unlocked here. Some medical clinics. I have a couple different types of elementary schools. These ones on the bottom are like the more traditional European style. Now they function exactly the same. It's just I really like the look of like the European styles more than like the more modern styles. So yeah, we got unlocked a landfill. This one's like a private school for elementary students. This one's a little bit more expensive, and I don't really like placing these until I have more like wealthy citizens. And we also have a recycling center. For now, I think we're just gonna go with the landfill, and we're gonna kind of just add things as we go. I don't think we need a medical clinic just yet. So I think what I'm gonna do to start off is I'm just gonna add an elementary school. I think a good spot for it would be, I'm gonna expand this way. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So we'll start with 11 units as usual. And I'm just gonna build this out real quick. Okay, so we built this out a little bit more. Let's see, how long is this? This is 62 tiles. We can go another 62 tiles before adding like another collector in here. 62. Oh, we're off by just a little bit right here. That's right, because I didn't think that this was, so I need to make this 11 units, but I'll just go ahead and pull this over here. Just give these a little bit more access to the highway. I don't want too many intersections on this highway here. You'll see I only have like 4 right now. Because again, we want to prioritize mobility along this and keep the number of like intersections and places they have to slow down to like a minimum. I think again, also what I want to do is, I was thinking about this. I want to make like a smaller grid, like right here. And just leave that. Oops, nope, don't want that to be lopsided. Here we go. Yeah, so we'll just have some like smaller ones right here so they can have some riverfront property. And I don't want to zone too close to these because they're really noisy. So you can see like here's the noise pollution map. You'll see that like the industry is really noisy, and like these busier intersections are noisy, and then you just kind of want to keep the noise away from residential use because people get really annoyed by it. Things like the interstate create a lot of noise. Anything that generates electricity, and then like the industries are some of like the biggest offenders. So let's go ahead and place down a school. I don't want to place it on this big street, but I want to place it near it in kind of like a central location. I want to place it close to here because I want people on this side also to be able to benefit from it. And make sure we have water. So I'll go ahead and add in some water real quick. All right. And yeah, we got a ton of residential demand. This hasn't filled out yet. It will soon. It looks like the game wants me to kind of, we can't really check the land value yet, but it looks like people are wanting to settle in closer to the water. So I'm gonna go ahead and de-zone this. Oh, would you look at that? Well, I know you're building your dream home, but sorry. Yeah, let's just go ahead and zone this as well. I think I'll just start slow here and kind of build my way out. We'll do these. I think once these fill in, hopefully I'll be able to delete some of these power lines. Maybe I'll zone in this here. This is a little bumpy. I think I'll keep this street free of like any homes, and maybe have I could put some like hiking paths or something over here. I think this would be a good spot to like break the grid too. So you'll see that this is oriented just a little bit differently. It's not quite at a 90-degree angle. And so maybe my future grids, they'll kind of go like in this direction, which is like a little bit, or maybe like this. Something like this. Maybe something that like is parallel to the highway. Or like this little interchange right here. Okay, so we got some homes filling in. And looks like I can delete these power lines. There we go. Very nice. Now I want to keep these clear of any residential use. And things are just kind of slowly filling in. Maybe zone here. I'm gonna keep like areas like this intersection free because I want pedestrian connections to go through here. And so I'm gonna build like sidewalks and paths and stuff that lead to the highway, so people can just walk if they want to like go to their business. You want to try and incentivize your citizens to walk as much as possible, or ride their bike, or take like any other form of transit that keeps cars off of the road. For one, it increases your budget when you have a bunch of like cars and stuff on the road, or your maintenance budget. So like you're spending more money just maintaining the roads when there are more cars on it. And for two, the less traffic you have, your city just functions better, because places can get from point A to point B much easier without having to like worry about how long it's going to take to get there. So I went ahead and zoned close to like this industrial use. Notice I'm keeping like kind of a buffer of like businesses, like commercial, kind of between like the homes and the industry, because this is a very noxious use of land that I don't want the citizens to, well, like people who are like homeowners and stuff just have to like deal with it. Commercial, on the other hand, doesn't really care as much, because they're like, you go there, you're there for 8 hours and then you leave. And similarly, people who are like on their lunch break in the, or like at least how I like to imagine it is maybe somebody who's working here who's like on their lunch break, maybe they just want to like go down to hit up this yakisoba tasty noodle shop or the Donuts shop or Big Bite. Like any of these, honestly. So like here's the donut van. He is delivering goods to the general store. I think another thing I want to do is I want to rename some of these streets too. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So we're Peach Meadow, and I think like we'll call this Old Town. So Old Town for Peach Meadow, they named their roads after different fruits going from, which way is the sun shining? So we'll say that this is southeast. And so that would make this south. Okay, so this is south, therefore, okay, we're looking at it from the top down. We'll just say that this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. So roads that go north-south, at least in like Old Town Peach Meadow, we're gonna name them after different fruits, and then ones that go from east to west, we'll just name 1st, 2nd, 3rd Street, 4th Street, etc. And I'm gonna give a different name to this highway. So this is Myrtle Boulevard. I want to change that, and I want this to not quite go all the way down here. I'm gonna name this Grand Avenue. So the story behind why I named this city, I unlocked an achievement. The reason why I named this Peach Meadow is it's kind of an homage to my original hometown. We grew the most, consistently grow, not past tense, like present tense, grow the most peaches in our state. And that was the town I grew up in. And I just wanted to kind of make like an homage to that. So I named it Peach Meadow after that. So, yeah. So, and the reason why I named this Grand Avenue is because like the main street was Grand Avenue, and that was like Main Street. And so I think this is just kind of like a nice homage to that. All right, so yeah, everything looking good so far. Where's my elementary school? I forgot where I put it. Is this it? Oh, yeah, that's it. So we got our elementary school. Looking good. Kids are playing hopscotch or whatever. The Karl Heisenberg Schule. I haven't practiced my German in a long time. So let's go ahead and name some of these streets. This is Earl Road. Let's have Earl Road end here. Now, I'm gonna name it, hey, that's good. I'm gonna name this 1th Street. So 1st Street. And this is gonna continue on here. So it's just gonna go on. Now I'm gonna name this, so this is like a half street, you'll notice, because I like kind of cuts the block in half. And so I think I'm gonna name, I like Davies, so I'm just gonna name these Davis Street. So I'll just name that like after like a person. You hear? Okay, Walnut Way. Make sure. Yep, that goes all the way down. This will be 2nd Street. And then what do we got here? This is Cook Drive. This is gonna be 3rd Street. And finally, this one is gonna be 4th Street. And then we have Grand Avenue. I'll make this one 6th Street because Grand Avenue is functioning as 5th Street. And this is gonna be 7th Street. All right, so, we're running out of electricity. So I need to increase my budget again. We'll do 90%. Might have to think about adding a different source of electricity here soon. And it looks like we're going to hit our milestone here soon as well. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's start here. This is Blake Street. We'll name this Apple. We'll just start simple. Apple Street. Go here. Name this one Orange Street. Alright. Oh, and you know what? This needs to be North Orange Street because these streets continue on like the other side. This will be North. We'll call this Kiwi Street. Kiwi Street. Now we have North Pear Street. Here we go. So what do we have here? This is Davis Street. Now Davis Street needs to, hold on. Davis Street needs to end here. Okay, so now we have, so I have kiwi, pear, apple, orange. How about starfruit street? We're not gonna have a peach street. I feel like that's a bit, I don't know, kind of redundant almost. Oh, you know what I forgot to add? Before I forget anything, I need to add garbage collection. I need to do that somewhere that's kind of far away from like everything. Do this. And we'll just put it in here. No, I want it far away. I don't want the first thing that people see when they come to this city to be a garbage dump. So I'm actually gonna put it up here. Now it's a little close to the river. That's okay. Maybe I'll just start with like it costs so much more though. 16,000, yeah. I can add that later. That'll work right here. It's just kind of out of the way, and maybe I can put like some trees or something around it to hide it a little. Okay, so where were we? We were on Dragon Fruit Street. So I'm gonna call this Strawberry Avenue. Actually, because this is like one of the first collectors that people are going to be interacting with when they come to the city. So maybe I'll make this this will probably end up carrying a lot of traffic. And so I'll just give us something a little bit more special. I have pineapple, strawberry, what else? Okay, Cranberry Street. All right, so, no. So these need to, this should be no. 2nd Street needs to go this way. Yeah, it's the only thing, like when you start like naming your cities and everything, you just have to kind of like check and make sure that everything's all a-okay. And it looks like everything is so far. I'm gonna have to name these two, but I'm not too worried about doing that right now. I think what I want to do next is I want to add healthcare. So these are all already kind of like taken care of. I think maybe to get people more attracted over here, maybe I add just some more like city services. And so I think like this could be like a good place for a clinic. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know, it could be. Yeah, this is gonna be a good place for a clinic. Because I'm gonna expand into here, and I want to try and like increase the demand in this area, so that more people move in here, so that it's not just like all over here. So let's go ahead and zone a couple more of these. Get some more houses coming in. I think what I want to do here is, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice a little. But, so I think what I'm just gonna kind of mirror the same thing what I was doing over here as I was doing. Yeah, I just want to kind of like mirror the same thing where I just have like these gaps where people can like, if they want to, they can like walk from here to here and just like go to their business of choice. This way they don't have to like actually physically get into a car and drive. And it just makes things a lot easier. Excellent. I think I'll go ahead and zone these two because these houses moved in quick. And I think it's safe to zone here. Let's check sound pollution. Yeah, I think any closer and they're gonna complain. And so I'm just gonna keep these streets blank for now. Did I zone this? I did. So I'll just go ahead and zone all the way down. And we're gonna go a little slowly. I don't want like too many people moving in at the same time because you do end up with something called death waves. It doesn't normally happen in like the realistic population mod I found. I am gonna need a new source of electricity here soon. because the city is starting to grow. Like, oh, sweet. Okay, so here we have the Worthy Village now. So we've unlocked a new tile. Excellent. We're not really going to need that yet, but I think I do know which tile I'm going to unlock. Okay, so we've unlocked some districts, some new policies, and I'll explain what these are here in a second if you've never played the game. We've unlocked our second loan, more different specializations and stuff. Again, I will explain what all this means here in a second. And we also got some unique buildings. I'm going to take a look at those in a second. We got fire coverage, got police coverage, and we also have new industry specializations. Excellent. So we can take a look at the different natural resources we have. Some new, just general specializations and stuff. I'm going to explain what all of this means like when I get to it. We have some new policies and some new buildings. We have the normal firehouse, police station, and the European style ones. Excellent. So let's take a look at the unique buildings we got. We're not gonna be using any of this anytime soon. These cost a lot, and it just seems a bit, I don't know. No, this seems, we don't need any of that yet. It costs too much. Okay, so do we have enough electricity? Barely. I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make a coal plant here. Let's see how much electricity that gives me. 56 megawatts. That is a lot. I'm gonna take my budget back down now and see if maybe, let's see how we are now. 30's fine. Let's see if I can get even closer. 26 is, okay, that's fine. Because I can just kind of bump, no, that's cutting it a little close. Let's just do like 75%. Close enough. So we have 22 megawatts to go off of. Excellent. Okay, so the districts. I'm going to get into what that means now. So a district is like, it's just kind of like an area that you can zone. Well, zone's not the right word, but it's like an area that you can paint that's got its own special rules, policies, different like tax codes and such. Just like, and you can kind of like make it as like however you want. So this is Holly Square. We're gonna name this Old Town Peach Meadow because this is, well, it's not Old Town yet. We'll call this Peach River Front. Yeah, I like this. Let's take a look at the policies that we have. So we can apply some different policies to this. We can do smoke detector distribution. We can lower people's power usage and water usage. Now these do cost a lot, and so I don't normally do these that often. And I think I'm doing just fine, like not using them. So we're gonna keep these for a while. I wish you could set it to where like the brunt of your electricity can come from like one source and less of it from another, but it kind of like takes from them equally. And this way I'm producing less pollution with this. Now one cool thing about this game is that, so this is a coal power plant, and the way it works is like coal trucks, like trucks or trains or anything like carrying coal, have to physically come to this plant and drop off coal. So if your traffic's not good, or like if this road's blocked or anything, then you can actually run out of power because you just end up running, the coal plant ends up running out of coal, and it's just not good. Okay, so what can we do next? So it looks like we are in need of a little bit of police. I'm gonna go ahead and place a police department kind of close to like the main area, but not like right on it. And I also want a fire department, but I want this one a bit closer to the industry, because this is the most fire usage. I'm trying not to destroy like any buildings that I don't have to. So these buildings are much more likely to catch on fire, so I just want the fire station a little bit closer to them so they can have a faster response time. As time moves on, I am going to want to add more for sure, because we could take a look at kind of like our fire coverage. You can see here in this area that's like in the blue. What's going on with this? Why is this still in the red? Well, anyway, so like the areas that are like in the blue are less likely to burn down because they're closer to like a fire station. Areas in the red are more likely to because they are farther away from a fire station, or they're closer to like more trees, etc. I think what I want to do now actually is I want to go ahead and upgrade this road. Maybe that'll help. Upgrade this all the way down. We're not in much need of, like, I don't have to upgrade these roads yet. These people are just fine with their dirt roads. Honestly, it's just like they have to drive a little bit slower. We can just kind of run through this little main street. And what is this? Third street. So, yeah, I think we got a pretty decently good-sized city so far. We got our schools, we have police, we have fire, we do have healthcare, and we do have a burning demand for residential. So let's go ahead and zone this and this. Make sure we got water. Yes, we do. Have a little bit of commercial demand now. Just gonna go ahead and zone here and here. Trying to keep commercial on this highway instead of homes, because no one's gonna want to live like on this, because it's gonna be so noisy as like more and more cars are gonna be coming through. Which we're only really expanding out to here with this. And by the way, the tile that I wanted to unlock is this one, because I wanted access to rail, and I want to go ahead and be able to build out here. We don't necessarily have to do that now. In fact, I don't think that, my population's not even high enough to consider it. In order to get there, I have to have a population of 2,600 before I can even think about like adding in rail. And to get to that population, you have to zone and build. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and zone this, and I want to zone this too. And we'll just see if these fill out. Kind of the same thing as before. No, because this is going to be really close to this street, I don't want a whole lot of, I just don't want like a whole lot of homes like on this, unless I deem it necessary. I think in this case it might be okay. Alright, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to, actually, you know what, let's just kind of blanket zone this. How are we on electricity? We are grand. How are we on water? Also grand. Très magnifique. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to kind of let the simulation run for a little bit, and I will see y'all in a second. All right, as you can see, one of our homes has caught on fire, but our police and fire trucks were speedy to the rescue and were able to put out the fire very bravely. Thank you very much. Let's follow these brave souls back to the fire station. In fact, I'll just kind of let the simulation run for a little bit. Plus, it's nice to just get kind of like a bird's eye view of like what's going on in your city. It just kind of helps ground me a little bit and helps me think that like this could be a real city. And it's just like, this is so cool. Like I would want to live here. Like it's very walkable. There's so many sidewalks. Oh, and they just hit that person. Oops. R.I.P. A city with no stoplights. So they're heading back to the fire station. And then it will disappear into the night. Yeah, it's even got like its own little watchtower and everything, so people can come out here, I guess on shifts, and they can just kind of watch the city and see if there are any fires going on. All right, let's see. Oh, we got some stuff filled out over here. We got kind of a few homes. These homes are cool looking, kind of like mid-century modern looking homes. Oh, 3 people in here. We got 5 people living in this one. They have a really cool deck. I love the details that the developers put into this game. We have another house building up behind them. I think, yeah, my commercial demand has filled out pretty well too. I'll zone just a little bit more. I think what I also want to do is I want to put in some commercial over here. The less that people like have to walk, the better. I know I've said this like 18 times, but if you have like residential use like this, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and zone this for commercial. If you have residential use like this, let's say you live here and you want to go to some business somewhere. Kind of your only choice is, actually no, let's say over here. You'd have to go all the way over to this street and then down. And it's just a very long trip. But if you have like commercial use or like business use that's like closer to your residential areas, people are more likely to walk to those, and it saves a car trip. And plus I can't really zone residential along this anyway because of the wind turbines. And I don't know how long they're gonna stay there anyway. Okay, I think what I wanna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and add another district. Crescent District. You know what? I think I will keep this name or just rename it to like Crescent Park or something. Let me make sure that's good enough. Yeah, we'll just name this like Crescent Park. Croissant. Crescent Park. Okay, so you can add styles to your buildings too, and I really like the European style and also the European suburbia style. I want to add in this European suburbia style for this. It is going to destroy a lot of these homes. Yeah, I'm sorry Pine residents, but I know you built your dream home, but for the greater good, we are demolishing it. Oh, see, look at these. These are so much cooler. Or I don't even know if those are part of the pack, but anyway, these look cool. So we might have some that are kind of popping up here soon. So, and these were all like low-level buildings anyway, so I'm not too concerned. They'll refill. I'm not gonna take like a hit to my population or anything. And so yeah, you'll just see some buildings fill in that are in the European suburbia style, and I think they just look a lot cooler. Sometimes it pays to maybe lay the district out first before zoning. This way you don't end up demolishing a bunch of houses. But our population is low enough where that's okay. Now, if I had like a very established neighborhood that had been around for a while and like all the buildings were all leveled up and everything, I don't know if I would do that, because I don't know, it just seems unnecessary. You take a short hit to your population, you lose tax revenue, and it just ends up being a mess. So we'll go ahead and I want to make sure all this is still included in the district. Yes, it is. And I also want to make sure that we have water. Excellent. Okay, I think what I'm going to do next is we have all of this ready, and I only have, let's see what's next. Oops. Oh, there we go. So I only have like 100 people, and I only need like 100 more people before I hit the next milestone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of speed things through, and we will see if we hit our milestone. That is maybe after I zone this right here. Let's zone this real quick. All right, so let's just speed things up, and I will see you in a second. All right, excellent. I am in love with this. So we've unlocked the next milestone for Tiny Town. We've reached a population of 1,500. We can paint park areas now, so we can make our own like city parks and everything. We can paint our own industry areas, so we can have places that specialize in like agriculture, etc. Like forestry, oil, and mining are like the four. And we can also do fishing. I think it'd be nice to make this into a fishing town. Well, let's take a look and see what we got. Yeah, different types of parks that we can add. Recycling. And then we also have paths, finally, like sidewalks and stuff that we can make. We can add in, now these are cool, like the key walls, but I have the new content creation pack for key walls that are a lot cooler. I'm probably not going to use, I've never used canals, so we're probably not going to use these. We have like fences, and my favorite part, we finally have parks. Yes. Several different types of parks that we can add in. Fish market. Here we have another private school. I think. Yeah, it looks like we have unlocked the high school too. I don't know how I skipped over that. And the library. Unlocked the park maintenance building. That's nice. Different piers. Here's the European style high school. And some different other like unique buildings. All right. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to add in a park or two. Now, I don't want to take out any of these homes if I don't have to. We have $42,000, so let's see, we could start with a small park. Parks are nice because they increase like the land value, but citizens also want to live like really close to parks. So I can just kind of like add something in there. That looks nice. Hopefully no children will slide off into oblivion, but we can only hope that that doesn't happen. See what other kind of things we can add. We can add a playground. This would look nice, like right here. Maybe something right here too. Would look nice because it's nice and flat. There's not much over here, so I can just add in I just added a park real quick here, and maybe like a larger. Like a large playground or something. And I could fit a couple of Japanese gardens in here as well. I love parks so much. It's like one of my favorite parts of the game. I'm also going to add in a dog park. Again, I don't want to take out any buildings if I do not have to. And so now you'll see the red areas are places where people don't have a lot of access to parks, and the green areas are places where they do, and the blue areas. So you'll see here, they have a couple parks nearby. These people have parks nearby. Here we have a house that just filled in there, actually. so they will be able to live right next to it. In addition, I like to add like plazas and stuff next to the industrial, and the reason is like it doesn't. Here's the thing, these people deserve parks too, for one. Secondly, having this type of usage nearby, like this park usage nearby, is going to help level up these industrial buildings. And also, industrial buildings that have leveled up pollute a lot less. And that's great for everybody, honestly. So I think maybe if I add in like, see if something can fit in. What's this? Is this the small playground? I wonder if I can, no. So close. I can fit in a dog park here. People like dog parks. So we have 2 dog parks already, but can't have too many. I'm certain my dog is hearing me say dog park over and over and is wondering when we're gonna go. That's okay. We just blew through our budget buying those parks, but I am 100% okay with that. There's nothing about this that I'm not okay with. Okay, lastly, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take out a loan for a high school. We'll place the high school, yeah, this is the European style. It doesn't quite fit in here, so we'll kind of break the grid then. Or you know what, I can break it here and put it back where it was. And I'll get like an actual street here. Maybe it'll fit. We'll see if it, see if the high school fits in here. No, it does not. So maybe I'll just leave this whole portion open. And we could just have some like paths that go through here. Oh yes, I love this. Okay, so we'll just get some paths to go through here real quick. Yeah, I don't want any houses in here. Sorry, person. Houses in here are okay. When I was growing up, my grandma lived really close to a park. And it was pretty nice. All right. Maybe turn off the snapping. Where are all these seagulls coming from? Something like that. So we'll just get some paths going through here. Something like this. Maybe connect these two, and then something also kind of snaking through here as well. There we go. See, that looks nice. I think in addition, adding in some trees. Oh yes. Just to kind of decorate and make this place seem a lot more lived in, for one. And for two, just details in this game are kind of like they're really like the fun part. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Here we go. Adding in like just things like this can make a space seem like more realistic when you're on ground level. And that's what I really like about this game, is like the detailing. So we add in like a fountain here, some picnic tables. Whether or not like your citizens like actually use this stuff, I mean, that's completely up to them. Honestly, I feel like a lot of them don't even like notice it. But it is still kind of cool just to like have this stuff around. I think maybe having having some lights. Oh, we do have plenty of lights, but maybe having like a light here, just to something here. I don't want it like in front because that's going to obstruct the view, but like maybe behind it can help. Yeah, see, this is a nice little detailed area. It's like, let's say you're just like walking through, and you know, you can come across and you can hang out in the gazebo, or maybe like have a quick little picnic, or like school kids can come back here and they can hang out too, like before and after school. or during like lunch, depends on if they have an open campus or not. My school did not have an open campus, and I was so jealous of all the schools that did. Let's go ahead and place another residential there, and we don't have any demand for much else yet. I think before I don't want this episode to go too long, and so I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make these pedestrian connections here with a little bit of a nicer looking path. Doesn't necessarily have to be the one with trees. Now, does this have any? No. Some of the parks you can like connect paths to directly. It's these little details that really, really make your city, honestly. Yeah. See? And so now, let's see if we got people even... Yeah, see, we have people, like, actually using these. So presumably this person, Nancy Cook, lives at the Valley residence. And now they're able to ride... Yeah, they're able to ride their bike to the school. See, here they are, right here. They'll probably cross the street here. Yeah, and then they're just gonna ride the rest of the way to school. But yeah, I think we've made some pretty considerable progress in this episode. I think I'm going to leave it off here now. So what we did in this episode was we filled out a lot more of our residential demand. We started naming the streets. I do need to name the other streets that I just built here in a minute. I might just do that off camera. And then we also got in a school. We got in fire and police. We got in a bunch of parks. Oh, I love parks so much. Like, parks are probably one of my favorite things about this game. And then we also got in a new power plant as well. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next episode.